Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible for healing. And here today to help me with that mission is one of the most amazing author experts of one of our new books coming out. The book is called Love Warriors, The Conscious Expert's Guide to Healing, Joy, and Manifestation. Angela Medway-Smith, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Hi, Laura. It's so wonderful to be with you.
So let me tell you about Angela, you guys. Angela is a Cariad spiritual, a Welsh spiritual channel, healer, teacher, and #1 Amazon bestselling author. She helps people to be the butterfly, aligning their life and soul purpose with spiritual consultations, training, and practical tools. I'm excited to talk to Angela today for lots of different reasons. And the Love Warriors book, of course, is, oh, you guys, it's just a passion project. And Angela is first up in the author interview series. And so I'm excited, and I know she's excited. And we're going to be working on one of her books later this year, too, which is, again, super exciting. I might say the word exciting way too many times today. The Energy Healers Oracle is going to be a book that Angela puts out later. And Angela, I think it's one of the things I really am so grateful for the most about you is you take responsibility for the energy you bring to the world, to life, to your life, to our lives, like every single day. This is really important to you. Tell me about that. How did you get to where you are today doing this?
Okay, so I guess people call it a spiritual awakening now, don't they? So I first trained as an energy healer back in the mid-80s and have been using energy healing every day since then, every day. And so these days, for the last 7 years, it's all that I've done. Before that, my passion for healing ran alongside my sort of proper jobs. So I worked in mental health services for almost 20 years, sort of very quietly healing in the background. But these days, I guess my mission is to empower as many people as possible with the practical tools that they need to make a difference in their lives. And whether that's teaching them to be healers, because I teach many different modalities. I've even channeled a modality from the Ascended Master Collective myself, or whether it's through spiritual consultations or the books that I write and I'm part of. It's all about getting the message out to people that they have the ability to bring this change into the world for themselves as well as it's not just me being responsible for it, it's for them. Yeah,
It's powerful. And I thank you for being willing to share your story in this particular book, Love Warriors, and also for those incredible master teachings you're stepping up to share too. I have that similar mission as you to really put these practical tools in people's hands so that they can understand what's possible. Really, it's great to talk about it and to think about it, but when you put it into practice, you see the changes. And that's really where that power is, when we are empowering people by putting those practical tools in their hands. So this book is full of awareness practices and practical tools like yours that are going to transform people's lives. Would you share a little bit about your chapter with us?
yeah, I'd be happy to. So my chapter's called Manifest Anything, but be careful what you wish for. I started with manifestation practices back in the 80s, and in the chapter I'm writing about my first great success. I want to put that in inverted commas because I learned a lot from this manifestation that I created. But it also, yeah. So I don't want to give too much away, but it was about, well, do I give too much away? Do I tell people exactly what it's about?
You can give a little bit. I know we hate to, we're just teasing you guys because we don't want to give away like the whole chapter. But let me just say, I love the title and I totally get it. But, and I guess, I think Angela knows what I mean by this too. Like when you realize what's possible in the world of manifestation, you do have to be careful what you wish for. You have to really be here in your mind and body with intention, because it can be a very powerful, magical feeling practice, right?
It's immense. It's absolutely immense. And I brought together, I brought together my own sort of system for manifestation, which adds another couple of steps to, and I share this as the tool. It adds another couple of steps into traditional manifestation techniques that I think are essential, because that way you get to really consider the ramifications of what you're manifesting. Because when I start my manifestation practices, they work, they really work. And I think I've shared with you before, I manifested a brand new home and a brand new job in 2 days, and they were realized in 6 weeks. And that happened this year, but this one from back in the 80s was a huge learning curve. And it brought people into my life that weren't necessarily good in my life, and other people who I didn't expect to have in my life came with it as well. And it's just, it is actually about a love warrior as well. So it kind of fits in, but it fits in all of the themes of the book, and yeah, powerful, really powerful stuff, really powerful stuff.
I love it. I love this topic so much. Okay, so speaking of love warriors, again, when I created that title, I wanted part of that definition to be about showing up, knowing that our vulnerability is one of our strengths, like being a love warrior, that's part of that for me. And what I want to know is, how else do you think about love, being a love warrior? What does that mean to you?
It means I open my heart and and then get on this roller coaster, because not all of it is going to be good stuff, but we don't it's all about love. Love is what drives our world, I guess. But for me, it is opening yourself up and being completely vulnerable. And I am in this chapter, and this is exactly what I talk about, the place I came from when I manifested this situation in my life. And this huge learning curve, and a lot of people might resonate with it as well, because it's about being abandoned as a child and then bringing that parent back into your life, and this whole huge learning curve that happens when that happens. We get burnt as when we open our heart. And I've lost count of the times that I've been burnt, but I just come back and just keep going, because love is all there is. We are love.
I'm glad that you said that last part, because I know people are resonating just hearing that. And it's hard to step back, get back up after being knocked down. But when you understand that love is all there is, there really is no other choice but to get back up and, get back in that love game. And I love hearing the way you're talking about it. And I know that you work with people in all different ways to practice these tools. So aside from writing this chapter and working on this next book that we're working on, what else are you up to in the world? Tell me about the things that you offer people.
Okay, so I got I've got an amazing program of retreats coming up. I've got the Goddess retreats coming up in the Caribbean in February and March. You remember I was in the 25 Tools for Goddesses book? Yeah, so yeah, so not using all of the tools in that, but yeah, I'd already have these retreats planned for the Caribbean, working with my amazing partner out there. We're really complementary. We've worked together before. I've got more retreats coming up in Glastonbury in England in June, and then in September I've got another retreat which I'm about to burst, because it is going to be phenomenal. We are going to be working with the energy healing modality that I channeled for the Ascended Master Collective, which is called Divine Feminine Reiki. So I'll be teaching people Divine Feminine Reiki on the island and in the temples that were left over from the cosmic, from Atlantis, where it's the temples where they used to worship the cosmic Divine Mother. So yeah, in the middle of the Mediterranean is a tiny little island called Gozo, and they have these temples there that are left over from Atlantis. So I'm beyond excited about that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
When is that
And
one?
then that's going to be in September 23. So on Gozo. And there'll be information on my website shortly. I've got a travel agent working out all the details for me for that at the moment. But you can pre-register for it, because I've got a page for the Goddess retreat. So then, there's a page on my website. And then I, teach energy healing. I teach a lot of modalities online as well as in person. So I've got students all over the world. And I do healings and spiritual consultations as well. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm always busy.
You and me both, girl.
Yeah. And that's
Busy,
without sorry, that's without the big fairs and festivals and
Oh
things
my
that I
gosh.
go to as well. Yeah.
So yeah, so people can find you. Is it more locally for those?
I've got in the UK, yes. So I've got one in London, and then coming up in October, I've got one in South London, and then I've got one in Wales, a weekend event back in Wales. And then I've got a really big event in a venue called Alexandra Palace in London. So it's called the Om Yoga Show and Mind, Body, Soul Experience. So that's a big show at the back end of October in London. So yeah, the first time I'll have done that show, so that'll be really interesting.
Beautiful. Those sound amazing. Everything sounds amazing. And of course, you guys, I have Angela hooked up down below in the show notes with her website, so you can check everything out that she's talking about. Okay, Miss Angela. So one of the biggest missions I have with every Brave Healer Productions book is to help our readers live extraordinary lives. And no matter where you are in your journey, these books are going to help you to answer the question, what else is possible here? So I want to know, what's one simple stepping stone that you'd like to share with our listeners today that will help them start their journey? What do you want them to know?
Okay, well, two things. First of all, you need to look after your energy. And people think it's really complicated, but it's actually not. And I have a free tool on my website in the shop called the Rainbow Waterfall that people can download and use. And it also gives spiritual protection as well. But everything is possible. Every day is a new day. And it's not about what happened before. What happened before is what we learn from. Every day is a new day, and you can manifest anything you want. But be careful what you wish for.
That is a perfect way to come full circle. Angela Medway-Smith of Caryad Spiritual. Thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here today to share it with everyone.
My pleasure, Laura. It's lovely chatting.
So again, you guys, if you heard something today that made you curious, you have a question, you need some support, you want to look at the retreats, whatever, scroll down to the show notes. You're going to be able to connect with Angela there on her website. And she's very generously there for you to help you take those next steps, right? Check out all of the amazing things that she is up to. And one of the biggest missions of our books is to give you and the experts and the community you need for the healing and joy and manifesting the amazing life that you want. So you're invited to our self-healing book club group on Facebook, and I've got you hooked up down below with that too. You can continue this conversation with our authors, and you can ask questions of our bigger community of healer author experts there. So I hope you'll come visit us there. And of course, you can join us for our live stream book launch party on January 6th of 2023 on the Brave Healer Productions Facebook page. I'm going to be joining all of the authors of Love Warriors there that for our little party. And they're going to be there to share their wisdom and inspiration with you. And if you're listening after this date of the 6th, then you can hop over to Amazon, grab the book, and start your journey with the book today. Speaking of retreats, the Brave Healer Writers Retreat in Sedona at the Mago Retreat Center is happening in April, you guys. Please come visit bravehealer.com and find out about that. We're going to be doing healing experiences, writing experiences, and if one of your dreams is to write, then we got you. And I can't wait to meet you in Sedona for that. And lastly, today, everybody, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it's time to be brave. See you next time, everyone. Bye, Angela.
Bye, Laura.